The idea behind order of operations, I think, is best seen in this triangle that I like to build. The idea of the triangle, think of it as a building, and on the bottom layer here of the building, of this pyramid, are your most basic operations. And this is all about operations. It's the order of operations. The most basic operations are addition and subtraction. We put them on the same level because they're both inverse operations of each other, and they're about, you could say, the same complexity. So two inverse operations go on this level. Next, you learn operations are a little bit more complicated: multiplication and division. The next level of operations are exponents and roots. You would be familiar with the square root, but there are other kinds of roots, like third roots and fourth roots and so forth. We'll just say roots in general. And at the top of this pyramid is probably the most sophisticated operation you deal with, and probably the most important, especially in the order of operations, are the parentheses. So now, when you think about the order of operations and what to do first, if you have this building in this picture, you want to start with the highest first, and then work your way down each level until you get to the most basic operations of addition and subtraction. Often, absolute value would fall up top with the parentheses, but it really depends. Absolute value, most of the time we can deal with it as you would deal with parentheses, but we'll look at some examples and see how that works. So let's make some examples up. Put some parentheses down. I've seen this before, or very similar on different kinds of exams. Okay. Oh, we'll throw some more in. Okay. Now, how do you do this and where do you start? Well, if we go back to our tree, our pyramid, right here, the Pemdas pyramid, we notice that at the very top of the pyramid is the parentheses. So let's take a look at that. Here are our parentheses right here, and once you find those parentheses, you perform the operation that's inside of them. 1 plus 2, that's 3. Now my advice is to then rewrite the entire equation. Make sure you carry your symbols. It's very easy to lose this information here. Keep going, keep writing what you have. Okay. Now, what's next? Well, the way these absolute value symbols are set up, you can deal with them like you would with these parentheses that were up here. So let's deal with this next. So it says negative 1 plus 4, and it wants the absolute value of that. So before you find the absolute value, do negative 1 plus 4 and get 3. Write the absolute value brackets. It's always good practice because it's easy to lose track of this information. Notice I'm rewriting the whole equation. Well, now I know the absolute value of 3. That's saying how far is the number 3 from 0. That's what absolute value is all about, is distance. So just write 3. And then rewrite the whole equation. It might seem tedious, but it can really help you out. Okay, next we deal with exponents, because that is the next priority. Exponents and roots on our Pemdas triangle. There are no roots, so go straight to exponents. And our only exponent here is 2, so 3 to the second power is 9. Write 9, and then rewrite everything else. Okay, next we have multiplication, subtraction, and addition operations, but multiplication comes before addition and subtraction. So let's do the multiplication next. 4 times 2, that's 8. Now rewrite the entire equation. Okay. Often people memorize the acronym Pemdas, and what they in fact do, let's write it out right here, is they see that the A, addition, comes before S, the subtraction. That's not accurate. If we go back to our pyramid, because addition and subtraction are at the same level, when those are the only two operations left, you just do whichever one comes first, and then work your way through the equation. And let me explain what I mean by that. This equation right here, by doing what we see first, I mean start at the left. Left is always first. So since there's only subtraction and addition left, don't start by solving these addition problems. Instead, remember that addition and subtraction are inverse operations, and work from left to right, from first to last. So first we have 8 minus 9. 8 minus 9, well, you're taking away more than you have, and you have negative 1. Plus 3, we write the whole equation, minus 5 plus 2. Now, addition's next. Negative 1 plus 3, that's 2. Minus 5 plus 2. Keep going. 2 minus 5 is negative 3 plus 2. Now's our last step, and that's negative 1, which is our answer. Be careful on a couple of things. Sometimes you'll see equations like this, negative 1 plus 3 to the second power. Don't apply the exponent to the 3 before you add it to negative 1. Remember, parentheses comes first, and that's referring to this whole thing right there. So negative 1 plus 3 is 2, and then you apply the exponent. So this would be 4. This is the basic idea of following the order of operations.